2 races remain in the regular season, so let's turn up the lights on a Saturday night. It is now or never for the drivers still trying to save their season and possibly their career. And as we saw last year, these drivers will do anything, and I mean anything, for a win. It's short track racing at the action track. Richmond Raceway is the site for the penultimate round of the 2025 NASCAR regular season as MDK RaceDay presents the Cookout 400 pre-race show here in Richmond, Virginia. And it is going to be a gorgeous night here to go short track racing here at Richmond Raceway. Temperature going to be in the high 60s, no chance of rain. Gonna be a gorgeous, cool breeze night, 4-mile-per-hour winds south-southeast through the racetrack with wind gusts can get up to as high as 13 miles an hour. Welcome everyone back to episode of MDK RaceDay. My name is Jed. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm back in Charlotte, and I came back a bit under the weather, so if you can hear my voice, not 100%, but we're going to roll through this. We're going to still going to try my best to get through this episode. But yes, we got a lot to talk about. This is going to be a very interesting race we got for y'all here tonight. Let's take a look at the regular season standings following Watkins Glen. We saw a pretty big shakeup in the point standings between first and second place. William Byron and Chase Hill remain 1 and 2, but now that gap is 42 between the two Hendrick drivers. Denny Hamlin and Christopher Bell each move up a spot, 3rd and 4th. Larson, with his last place finish, falls to 5th. Ryan Blaney jumps up ahead of Tyler Reddick to go to 6th. But those 7 drivers, Byron, Elliott, Hamlin, Bell, Larson, Blaney, and Reddick, they're within the 121-point gap in these final 2 races. They are still eligible to win the title. Briscoe, Bowman, and Buescher, they, however, have been eliminated from winning the title. Now let's take a look at the playoff grid following Watkins Glen. Nothing has changed. Shane Van Gisbergen becoming the first driver, or should I say the second driver, to have 4 wins in 2025. The last 3 drivers are currently in the playoff grid without a win. Tyler Reddick plus 117, Alex Bowman plus 60, and Buescher now has a plus 34 gap ahead of his teammate and pole sitter Ryan Preece, with Kyle Busch right behind at minus 102. Those are the only 5 drivers that can make it in on points. Reddick, Bowman, Buescher, Preece, and Busch. Gibbs, Allmendinger on back. They must need a win if they want to have a shot at the playoffs. Busch, official beer of NASCAR, proud sponsor of the Busch Light Pole Award, given to the fastest driver in each NASCAR Cup Series event. Busch Light congratulates Ryan Preece for his second career Cup Series pole in his 212th start. It's his first pole since Martinsville in the spring of 2023 when he drove for Stewart Haas Racing, and does it with a speed of 121.381 miles per hour. Since 2020, Busch Beer has invested more than $50 million in being a premier sponsor of the NASCAR Cup Series. So let's take a look at the starting lineup for the 2025 Cookout 400 at Richmond. Starting alongside Ryan Preece is Tyler Reddick, trying to rebound for what has been an awful stretch of races for that 45 team. Look at row 2, AJ Allmendinger, one of those drivers in a must-win situation. Excellent start for him in 3rd place against the best, the king of Richmond, Denny Hamlin, in the 11 ride. Row 3 has Chase Hill in the number 9 car. Alongside him is Brad Keselowski, another driver in a must-win situation, having some good runs so far in the summer, looking for another one here tonight. Row 4 has Bubba Wallace, has been on a stretch of good races, 3 straight top 10 finishes, including his win at the Brickyard 400, alongside fellow Toyota driver Christopher Bell in the 20 ride. With right at the top 10 is Alex Bowman and fellow Chevy driver Michael McDowell in the 71. Row 6, Austin Dillon, who won last year's race at Richmond in extreme controversial conditions, starting alongside Chris Buescher in the 17-4. Row 7 has Austin Cindric. Alongside him is William Byron, a former winner here at Richmond. Row 8 has Carson Hosvar and Ty Dillon in the 10 ride. Row 9 has Josh Berry. Alongside him is Eric Jones, with Chase Briscoe and Ryan Blaney rounding out the top 20. Row 11 has Daniel Suarez in a Quaker Stake Chevrolet. Alongside him is Noah Gregson, representing new colors in this 4 car. Row 12 has Ty Gibbs with the Series XM colors in a must-win situation. Alongside him is Cole Custer in the 41 ride. Row 13 has Justin Haley. He's going to be under pressure as he is on the hot seat looking for a ride in 2026. It has not been confirmed. So alongside rookie Riley Herbst in the 35 ride. Row 14 has the other rookie, Shane Van Gisbergen, alongside Kyle Busch, a former winner here at Richmond. He needs to have a win here today, despite the fact that he still can make it on points. He's looking for a win, was fast in practice, but he is starting deep in the field in the 28th position. And look at row 15, Zane Smith and Kyle Larson, fast in practice, but a shocking 30th place qualifying start for that 5 team. The bad luck since the Coke 600, the failed double attempt continues for the 5 team. Row 16 has Todd Gillen and Corey Heim back in the 67 ride. Ross Chastain, very shocked to see him this far down in the running order, so alongside John Nemechek. Jesse Love back in the 33 ride for RCR alongside Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Cody Ware and Joe Logano round out the 38 car field. Logano did not not make a qualifying attempt due to him hitting the wall in turns 3 and 4 during practice. Let's take a look at the odds to win here at Richmond. Denny Hamlin, no surprise to see the best of odds at plus 225. Brad Keselowski, shocking, kind of surprised to see him this far up at plus 450. Christopher Bell at 650, and Chase Elliott at 800 with pole sitter Priest at 900. Kyle Larson, I can't remember a time I've seen him this far down the odds list, plus 1100. Blaney at 1300 with a pair of 1400s going to Busch and Briscoe. Byron and Reddick both sitting at 1600. Some big names. Bubba Wallace, he could be a sleeper to have a good run here today at plus 2500, as well as Alex Bowman. Joe Logano 2800. Austin Dillon, despite him committing murder, he's still at pretty good odds considering his position in NASCAR at plus 3500. Josh Berry and Buescher and Hocevar at 4000. Allmendinger at 5,000, and Ty Gibbs sitting at 650. And now it's time for you to make the call. I make a post on my YouTube discussion board giving me your thoughts on what do you think is going to happen in this race. We got 4 comments we're going to take a look at. First one comes from Vincent the Helm 6362, says got pulled for an upset attack from RFK, Priest, or Keselowski upset the field finally. Yeah, you know, RFK, they have been, I think as a team this summer, this is the best they have been. There's always been at RFK, specifically when Brad came on board, it's like one driver does good, the other driver doesn't. 2025, it seemed as though that Buescher was the only one that was showing real speed. Priest had his moments and Keselowski was just on the back end. But now all 3 cars are performing extremely well. This is a great opportunity for one of those 2 drivers, a Priest or a Keselowski. We can even throw in Buescher in the mix since he's technically not locked in yet, to be able to have a spot in the NASCAR playoffs. The Raider Bunch 58 says it's going to be the usual for short track racing nowadays, with Austin Dillon winning cleanly this time. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, he is starting 11th, but I don't think he has that advantage of a certain JGR driver to be able to give him that advantage. But I will be shocked if Austin Dillon even shows speed. I'm not saying gonna win, but if he shows speed, I will be shocked. I just don't think lightning can strike twice. Snow Dog says, I doubt Carson Hocevar will finish the race due to help from others. Payback is way overdue. You're probably right. Payback is way overdue. The problem is that this isn't the 90s and early 2000s. Drivers, they don't do anything. They say they're going to do something, but then they really don't do it. So I don't think anything's going to happen to Carson unless he does something very egregious. I mean, hell, look at last year where Austin Dillon basically gave Logano a freebie to punch him in the face, and Logano didn't do nothing. So again, this is new NASCAR. Finally, Joseph Charles Leclerc, 16 LH44 F1, says William Byron will clinch the regular season championship tomorrow night, or tonight. Very possible. Like I said, I think he's like, what, plus 42? He has to be above 61 points. He has to be. So he can easily gain that in 2 stages. I mean, if he finishes in, win stage 1, stage 2, just playing hypothetical here, and Chase Elliott doesn't win any stages, he can absolutely be able to clinch that here tonight. Will it be a possibility? I don't know. And this kind of leads me into our storylines, is that Hendrick, they usually struggle here at Richmond. Richmond is not their best tracks. I mean, granted, yes, Chase Elliott, he is qualifying in 6th, Alex Bowman qualifying in 9th, but Bowman, or I should say Byron, starting 14th, Larson starting 30th. It is not that Hendrick type of track where we expect all 4 cars, or at the very least 3 of them, to really show that speed, race-winning speed. So I feel like this is a track where we could see all 4 either struggle or not show real pace. I'm looking more at the Fords. RFK, I'm looking at Priest, I'm looking at Keselowski starting 6th place, I'm looking at Chris Buescher. Buescher has won here at Richmond before, remember? Prosper, Texas, how about 30,000? He absolutely, all 3 of these drivers have great shots at winning. You just look at the potential surprises. I mean, AJ Allmendinger in 3rd place. Who knows? I mean, this is a track I think could favor him very well. This is a track that could also favor drivers to really kickstart their momentum into the playoffs. You look at a Bubba Wallace, who finished, I believe, 3rd here last year. He is coming off of 3 straight top 10 finishes, including the Breakout 400 win. This is another great opportunity for him to continue momentum into the playoffs. His teammate, Tyler Reddick, starting in 2nd. He's trying to reignite that fuel that he had earlier in the season. He had a little bit during the summer portion of the season where he had some really solid runs, with Atlanta and Chicago, lost that a little bit, trying to get that back. This is a great opportunity for him starting in 2nd place to get that momentum back into shape as we get into the playoffs at Darlington in 2 weeks' time. Another driver I want to put on is Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is interesting. He's starting in 28th, but was fastest in practice and had the fastest 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 lap average. But he qualified 28th. So I'm confused on that 8 car and the speed that he has. I mean, I want to say, yeah, he's good. Like, he will be a factor, but I'm also kind of confused as to, like, okay. Like, does he have the speed? I mean, he's not in a must-win situation. He's 102 points below the cut line. He can gain a lot of points today and then make it enough points next Saturday night at Daytona, but I don't think that's something he wants to do. I think Busch knows I have to win if I want to be in the playoffs. And so it'll be very interesting to see how Kyle Busch comes through the field. He's a former winner here at Richmond. It's not like Kyle Busch has not forgotten how to win. It's just, can RCR give him the car to do that? I thought maybe Friday during practice, maybe Friday nights. I'm a little bit concerned, but I'm very interested to see what Kyle Busch can do in that 8 ride. Now, the thing is, what's very interesting about this is that I think we could see a very entertaining race. And the reason why is that there was a lot of uncertainty based on what Brad Keselowski and a couple other drivers said after practice. He said in a quote, I believe he was to NBCSports.com, he said, quote, "We're in trouble. I might be wrong. Maybe something will change and we'll get in the nighttime and the tires will extend their life cycle. More than what we've seen in practice, but right now it does not look good." I don't know if he's talking about courting or something that to the effects of what we saw maybe at Bristol last spring, where tires were just gone. They were just gone after about 20-25 laps. They would just disappear. Could we see something like that happen? I mean, if this happened during the daytime at Richmond, we're going to enter the nighttime here, which means the track will be a lot cooler. I don't know. There's just the words that Keselowski used, and there were other drivers and other teams showing some concern, could give us an entertaining race. Good race, I don't know, but I do think that we will see one of the more entertaining short track races this season for next gen. So I'm very, very interested to see what we could expect here tonight from a strategy-wise, storylines-wise, in terms of drivers that can win. It is going to be, I think, a very fun event. Let's take a look at my Fantasy Live lineup. I got Fords and Toyotas with 1 Chevy. I got Ryan Preece, Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, Bubba Wallace, Christopher Bell, and I got Kyle Busch in my garage. I've explained with the front 4. I explained with Kyle Busch. Christopher Bell, I feel like is going to be a sleeper. He's starting inside the top 10, I believe in the 10th position. I think he's going to be a driver that he's not going to do anything crazy, but he's going to get me some solid points. But the driver that I got winning, if you look at his numbers, it makes no sense. 37th fastest in practice, 36th fastest in the 5-lap average, 35th fastest in the 10-lap average, but he qualified on pole. I'm talking about Ryan Preece. I think we're going to see a surprise win here today. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of that RFK team this weekend. I have Ryan Preece, or an RFK driver in general, but I do think Ryan Preece will take home his first career Cup Series win and will lock himself into the playoffs. But those are my thoughts on what I think is going to happen. What do you think is going to happen? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content. Until next time, my name is Chad from MDK. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.